Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. I'm Luca Paris, and what I'm doing here is just cutting up some shallots. I just want to dice them nice and fine because we're going to go into our first dish of the day, which is called shrimp and scallop zarzuela. Here we go. Yeah, that's a neat little trick, using your knife to pick up your ingredients and then pushing everything else to the floor so whoever's cleaning up has to clean up after you. Well, our first dish is called shrimp and scallop zarzuela. Zarzuela in Spanish means a light comedic opera, and very much like any type of fruta di mare or what was I looking for? Oh, bouillabaisse or fruta. Hey, I said that again. Zuppa di pesce. These are all Mediterranean terms for seafood stews or seafood and pasta dishes. The zarzuela is exactly that. So kind of tweaked it a little bit for our restaurant menu and tweaked it so that it's a quick, easy dish to do at home. And we're going to be using shrimp and scallops, as it says. We have some great ingredients that I'll tell you about as we go along. Now, the key to cooking good shrimp and good scallops is buying good shrimp and good scallops. Now, you'll find most of the scallops you buy fresh either come dry packed or wet packed. If you buy wet packed scallops, that means you're just buying more water added. There's also a chemical in there to keep them fresh. Dry packed scallops, they're nice and dry. There's no extra weight. You don't have to worry about it. The key to scallops is making sure they're fresh. Pick a good fishmonger and stick with him, whether it's one of the superstores or it's your own private fish guy. Talk to them about the product you want. They'll always give you good product. We'll put it on a medium heat, and we're going to cook our scallops first. Want to get our oil nice and hot, probably a little hotter than that, so we'll wait, and I'll keep talking to you about things. What we're going to do is incorporate some flavors like saffron, and we're going to incorporate some cumin and coriander and some chili powder. That's not too spicy. I'm feeling the heat now. This will probably be good where we want to be. Let's just get it in the pan. We'll sear these on one side. Now, scallops cook a little quicker than the shrimp, so we're not going to put our shrimp in right away. But we'll put our scallops in. You'll see that you're going to hear them start kind of searing as we go. We'll hold off on the shrimp. Shrimp you usually buy frozen. I like to buy my shrimp without my tails on them, or I like to take my tails off is what I like to say. I like to serve them without my tails on them because I just don't know what to do with the tail as I'm eating, and I'm sure there's a lot of you who feel the same way about that. So we're going to sear our scallops and get a nice coating on them. And while they're searing, on the other side, we're going to start putting some chili powder, some cumin and coriander right in there. Now, while those are cooking in the oil, what we're going to do is we're going to bloom, here we go, we're going to bloom some saffron. Now, saffron is probably the most expensive spice on the planet. I'm going to leave it right here, right there, until it blooms. One of the most expensive spices on the planet. What it is the stamen of the crocus plant. And then we put a little sherry wine there, too. And we're going to let that saffron the flavors of the saffron come out. It's really important, since it's so expensive, that you don't use too much, first of all. Because someplace you could buy about $80 an ounce. So we're talking about a lot of money. We just need a couple of strands. I like a heavy amount, so I put a little bit more. And we'll turn over our scallops at this point. We'll start getting them seared, and we'll start getting those flavors on. And then we'll salt and pepper the other side so we have contrasting flavors. Now, you can overcook scallops as easily as you can overcook shrimp. What I want to do is just coat the outside of both sides, and then I want to start cooking all my other ingredients. What you're going to find out with all the dishes I'm going to make today, all the pasta dishes, is it's one pan. You add your pasta to the pan, you serve it on a plate, you're good to go. So we have our scallops in. We're going to add our shrimp now. I'm going to start seeing them start turning pink. And we're going to add our shallots. Now, sometimes I'll start with my shallots first, just like any other onion. You might want to start earlier on. But I wanted to get those scallops cooking. Oh, we're going to see some flame today, too. Nate's all excited about that. He's going to get to see that a little bit. And we're going to flip over so we have opaque, nice pink. Look at that. You see all the cumin and coriander that we put in there? You see how that's getting some nice color on all the scallops and the shrimp? Look at that. That's beautiful already. And pretty much we're almost there. Now we add our garlic because we didn't want to burn our garlic earlier on. And we're going to add our saffron. Here's the fun part. If you're at home, what you do is you take away the pan from the flame, you pour in your alcohol, you put it back directly on the flame. You don't do that. There you go. Although it looks pretty cool, doesn't it? It gets a little smoky. But pulling it away, now we've deglazed the pan and we've deglazed the alcohol. Now we're going to squeeze in some fresh plum tomatoes. Boy, this smells phenomenal. You guys don't know. You're missing something right now. We'll put in some plum tomatoes. You could chop them up. I like to crush them by hand. You know, all about the textures and the flavors. You get it all over the place. Luckily, we have people to clean up. So, and we'll get that in there. We'll let that reduce down. Now, so all the flavors are in. Now, if you buy really good quality tomatoes, you don't have to cook them too much. Let's just put it that way. You don't really need to be simmering these like you've heard about these gravies or Italian sauces, the Italian gravies that some people call them, where they cook for hours and hours. Good quality tomatoes just need to get warmed up. And I like a brand, or not a brand, but a style called San Marzano. And you can pick those up in the Italian section at most stores. Now the last ingredient we're going to do is we're going to throw in some fresh baby arugula while this cooks down. All right? And then we're going to take our pasta. We might do a whole show on how to cook pasta, but I didn't think you wanted to sit here the 8 minutes and watch me cooking pasta. We're going to take our pasta, which was pre-cooked, and we're going to reconstitute a little bit in the sauce. And we could use this plate again, too. I'll serve our plate there. Get the sauce all around the pasta. Another thing, too, and what a lot of Italians like to do, by doing this, you've coated the pasta with the sauce, as opposed to just putting the pasta in and then not coating it. And then we're bringing all those flavors together a little more. Now, if you want to serve it, we take some of this out. Watch how beautiful this is. This is a dish for one only because I'm a pretty hungry guy. And that looks absolutely gorgeous. That is incredible. Put maybe as a garnish, a little more fresh arugula on top. And a little more salt and pepper just to finish it off. And our first dish is complete, and it doesn't get much easier than this. Oh wait, it does get much easier than this, because when we come back, we're going to do penne alla vodka, or absolute penne. And talk about quick and easy. We're going to just take some dried penne. We're going to make a wonderful cream vodka sauce with it, go along with the shrimp and scallops, which hopefully will be around by the end of the show. That's shrimp and scallop Zarzoza. Come on back for some penne alla vodka.